It's your cameo. Welcome to LA, or otherwise known as Shaker Heights.
Looks so good when it's not on fire.
Do you want to go for a ride?
Let's do it. So Liz, we're driving right now through the neighborhood that you guys actually filmed in, right?
Yes, Hancock Park. It's where our Richardson house was, our practical house.
Some of the conversations, the really pivotal moments that happen between two characters, in the book, they're not in a car, but in the show, they're set in a car. And I love that you made that choice, and I'm wondering why you did that.
Where do teenagers in some ways get the most privacy? And where are the places where you have the hardest conversation?
Yeah. It does feel like this little bubble where you feel like you're alone. You're sort of caught in there together, and so you can have those really intimate conversations.
I feel like there were a lot of scenes with, like, Elena and Izzy, for instance.
You shouldn't let those girls write a story for you. If they're saying something untrue, then you should change the story.
And the idea that Elena thinks that Izzy can change her story, can change who she is,
right,
is so telling in that moment. It shows that they're just not seeing the world in the same way at all.
Are they saying something untrue?
Of course it's untrue.
The subtext of the scene is to ask, like, are you gay?
Are you gay?
I think what Elena is saying in that scene is if you are, tell me.
So one of the scenes that in the book was not in a car, that was transferred into a car. Elena drives Pearl home, and there's this intimate moment. And Elena's sort of subtly kind of like prying for information.
Yes. So is it just you and your mom?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you two must be so close.
From Pearl's point of view, this lady who does the job that she kind of wants to do is driving her home, is showering her with attention, and a kind of attention that she doesn't always get from her mom. There is this real moment of connection that happens between them in that car.
Yeah.
I write too. Poetry, it's not the same as what you do, I know, but it's...
I'm sure it's wonderful. I'd be curious to read your work.
You know, when Elena says at the end of that scene, you're in Shaker Heights now, anything is possible, what she means is you have us now.
Yeah, it's almost like you're one of us, you're part of the family.
Yeah.
And we're driving now in sort of the modern version of what Elena Richardson's car would have been.
Yes, it's a Lexus LX 2020 model instead of the 97 model. Why did you pick a Lexus if you could have picked any car for Elena to drive?
I mean, what I remember from growing up in Shaker at that time was that kids whose parents were driving Lexuses were the kinds of kids who were like the Richardsons. I think back to being a teenager and having conversations with my mom or my dad in the car. I feel like there's something freeing about it because you're in here, it's private. A friend who's got teenagers was telling me, like, when you get to have a teenager, they're like, take them for a drive when you need to have a talk.
Yes, I love that.
It's so fun to just get to talk about the project and hang out.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you for taking me for a drive. This is really fun.
Presented by Lexus.